Hi, I'm Louisa and I'm just going to do a very short 4-point kneeling session for you. If it's tricky to weight bear onto your wrists, you could do most of this on elbows as well, or if you need to adjust for your wrists, you could maybe make a fist and just weight bear on the first or second knuckles instead for some bits. So modify if you need to. Otherwise, you can join me in 4-point kneeling right now. So we'll head to the mat. I'm just going to set up in our 4-point kneeling position. So finding arms under shoulders, knees under hips, spreading out the fingers, pressing the floor away, and we can just spiral the inner elbow crease towards each other rather than forward for now. Try and find space between the shoulder blades. You'll keep length through the neck, tummy engaged, and we're just going to make sure I'm lightly pressing my feet and calves into the mat. So just try and find length out through the crown of your head into your tailbone. So your centre's definitely just lightly engaged to do that. And you're just going to keep breathing and centering. We're going to start a really slow tail swish. So I'm staying neutral, but I'm just shifting my bottom to one side, back to the centre, then to the other side. So you get a little stretch and through the low back and around your hip and this area. It's a bit like a side reach for that area. So just kind of easy movement, support through your centre and stabilising everywhere else. I'm going to come back to the centre. Let's do a couple of our normal cat movements, which I'm sure you all know really well. So I'm going to just take a breath in, and as you breathe out, just round up into a comfortable cat shape for you. Try not to hunch up shoulders. You might want to curl the head in a little bit more, perhaps curling that tailbone in. Take a breath to stay and then unravel just to neutral. We're going to just do one more of those. So breath and centre, you can just round into your cat shape. Try not to hunch up. Breath and then unravel to neutral. Then we're going to try and combine those two movements. If it's tricky, you could do a tail swish to each side and then a cat and repeat in that sequence. I'm going to start just doing a little tail swish to the right, and I'm going to kind of keep that tail swish to the right as I round up into my cat shape. I'm going to still take a breath and then unravel, so almost to neutral, though I still come back in that tail swish to the right. And I'm going to level out, tail swish to the left, try and keep that tail swish to the left as I round up into my cat shape. Try not to hunch up the shoulders, taking a breath there, and then unraveling to find neutral, though you're still in that tail swish, and then level out to the centre. If one side is a little tighter, you might notice your thighs sort of shift over with you a little bit, but try to keep the knees under the hips as much as you can. We're intending more to mobilise the pelvis around the thighs. So it's tail swish to the right, rounding up to that cat shape, and then unravelling, neutral except I'm still in that tail swish, and then level out. I'm going to tail swish to the left, and then rounding up, pausing for a breath there, and then unravelling back, trying to land neutral except I'm in that tail swish, and then I'm going to come back through to the centre. Let's do one more to each side. Checking that those shoulders aren't creeping up, trying to avoid looking at the elbows, and then I'm going to just come back through to the centre. Just do a tail swish to each side, and then a couple of cats as well. And if you need a quick breather to come off of your hands, just sit back into rest for a moment and shake out the hands a little.